But today, unfortunately, Sage could not do Stardew today. So I think today we're just gonna play a bit of Sims. We are gonna, next week, what we're gonna do is, instead of the Sim stream on Thursday, we're gonna play Stardew. And then hopefully on Sunday again, we're gonna play some Stardew. But we'll check in with Sage. To see what they want to do. So yeah. And then I was thinking for today's stream that maybe we could do some more of the Cube Escape collection achievement hunting, because I really want to get that last achievement for the cave, and then get the other achievements for seasons and case 23. But I think I'm just gonna leave that until Wednesday. We did say that we're gonna do that on Wednesday, and I need to turn my light on. I forgot to do that, but to be fair, it's still a bit light outside, so my lighting is like somewhat decent, so it's fine for now at least. Later on in the stream, I'll probably turn on my lights, but for now we can keep them off. So next week, Monday, well tomorrow, we'll be back on Chaos Craft. I think I want to take down a Bastion on stream. I think that's what I want to do a bit of Bastion-y stuff, and then maybe get some more Netherite, because I do want to keep like kind of stocked up on Netherite. Maybe make a few like Netherite blocks and stuff, you know. And then I also kind of want to make a farm, but I think I'll do that off stream. I think I want to do a wither skeleton farm, but I think I'll do that off stream. And then what else do I want to do? So Monday, Chaos Craft, taking down a Bastion. And then on Wednesday is going to be Cube Escape Collection. And then Thursday and Sunday, we're going to do Stardew. Well, Stardew on Sunday, maybe. I don't know if Sage is still down for Sunday next week. Or if we just want to permanently move it to Thursday. If we can't do Stardew on Sunday, then I think I'll play Sticky Business, because the new DLC for that comes out tomorrow. So yeah, I think I'll buy it tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully there'll be more achievements for it that we can achievement hunt as well, because I've been doing every time a DLC or an update comes out for Sticky Business, and I need to clean my glasses, which is probably, I've been putting off actually going to Sims because I need to clean my glasses, and I've just been like putting off actually cleaning my glasses. So now we're doing that. But yeah, so yeah, every time a DLC or update comes out for Sticky Business, we've been doing achievement hunting. The last time we did a Sticky Business stream, I'm gonna check that. So YouTube, I need to go down to my Sticky Business playlist on my channel. So view channel playlists. Where's my Sticky Business playlist? Where is it? Oh, there it is. When was the last time I actually played Sticky Business? It was it really the 17th of January? Yeah, it was the 17th of January, because we were completing the Camp Zinnias DLC, which released the 20... No, when was the 4th of August 2024? Camp Zinnias released. And then when did the other DLC come out? I cannot remember. I can never remember what the other DLC is called. Let me see. I don't know. I don't remember. Can't remember what it's called. But yes, we've been playing Sticky Business for a while. It's come up for like almost 2 years. In a few months, we started playing it on the 17th of July, because that was when it released. So yeah, God, it released almost 2 years ago. Jesus. And it feels like I haven't really played a whole bunch of it, because obviously last year we were doing a lot of Ace Attorney content, and I was taking up a lot of my stream time, which is why we didn't play, which is probably why I didn't play as much Sticky Business as I really wanted. To be fair, we did play a lot of it in 2023 though, so yeah. How much did we played it? I mean, we played it a few times. So yeah, and then to be fair though, I started playing Sticky Business literally a month before I started playing Ace Attorney, so it kind of slowed down through the year. But we have played a decent amount of it, but not too much. Videos. I'll filter it by videos. How many? I'm just gonna take away how many like actual VODs do I have? I'm gonna count it up. 1, 2, 3. Because obviously this includes this playlist. My Sticky Business playlist includes like VODs and clips of it as well. So yeah. I'm just procrastinating actually playing Sims, but I'm gonna count up how many VODs we have of Sticky Business. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. So we played it 12 times. We streamed it 12 times in 2023, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We've totally streamed it 27 times. And those streams range from like an hour to like 2.5 hours. So yeah. And I have 45 videos on the playlist. I don't know what the point of me was to like count up how many VODs I have of Sticky Business, but yeah. Anyways, for anyone else who has just joined in the stream, because that starting Zoom screen was a bit shorter because I started the ad as soon as it pops up in my ad manager. They're like, hey, yes, an ad is gonna start soon. You can start playing your ads now. Basically, Sage couldn't do Stardew today, and we're gonna do more Stardew on Thursday. So yeah, we're gonna play Sims today instead. And it is getting a bit dark, so I might as well turn my light on now. So yeah. Because my big light is my only form of actual backlighting. So yeah. Only form of backlighting. Anyways, so yeah, we're not gonna go into our Henson household today. We're gonna start making some Sims to populate our world, kind of. So yeah. And I know that we're kind of on generation 3, so like a bunch of our world has been populated by like random townies, and like with the neighborhood stories, families kind of tend to have like a lot of kids, and like either a lot of kids or like adopt a lot of dogs. So yeah, there's not a lot of like free houses available, but apparently that one was. So yeah. And oh yeah, I think I mentioned this on Thursday, but I did download the 100 traits mod, and I've been enjoying it so far. Because sometimes the actual normal sim traits, at least the ones that I have, tend to feel a little bit like limited. So yeah, I'm glad I downloaded this one. See, I've got quite a lot of mods, quite a lot of not quite a lot of mods, quite a lot of traits even. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is generate a sim. Wait a minute, can I not generate a sim through a story? Or is it only if like because I went into like the create a sim this way, create a new household to move in? Can I do it to this way? I swear I could do the create a sim through a story. Add new sim, add new pet, a cult sim, sim for the gallery, play with genetics. What do you mean I can't add sim from story? Did they remove it? What? I'm gonna look at the Sims 4 updates. Was there an update? What is it? It's May 2025. Did I not? Because I swear I could do that. Okay, laundry list, May 20th. So this is only 5 days ago. I swear I could do that. Okay, just issues I investigated. Okay, where's the... When was the last update? When was the actual last proper update? This one from the 29th of April. I don't get rid of it. Let's see. These are bug fixes. What do you mean I can't generate a sim from a story anymore? A new sim. That's just stupid. I actually quite liked the add sim from story feature, so I don't know why I don't have it anymore. At least in this save file. Because I have it in some other save files, unless they changed it so that the add sim from save file is only not add sim from save file, create sim from story can only be used for like your first household or something. But that's just stupid. That's just absolutely stupid. So yeah. Anyways, so this sim is gonna live in Windenburg. So Brenna Donnelly. Okay, so this sim can want to be a master chef. So she can be humble. These sims are modest and won't have excessive pride. Open-minded. These sims tend to get inspired and gain creative skills faster because they are receptive to new ideas. And she can be a foodie because she wants to be a master chef. So it just makes sense. Okay, let's give her these eyebrows. So yeah, these eyebrows. Maybe we should give her different eyebrows. Maybe these ones. These ones are actually kind of perfect. And then let's change your eyes slightly. I have not really done a whole bunch today. You know, I have done actually. Let me just show you. I have actually. Oh shit! Wait. Let's go to the screen. I have actually kind of added to the PNG tuber background. So if we go to here. Added in a little chair with kind of, well, it's supposed to look like plushies or like little plushies of Gio and Cole from Ninjago. There's not really, Cole doesn't really have a lot of like casual outfits in the show. He's mainly in his gis, and the only like casual outfit he has is that I can remember at least is him like in a black hoodie. But like my PNG tuber is also wearing a hoodie, so I didn't want to be like, oh, they're wearing the same outfits kind of. I wanted him to kind of wear like kind of a unique outfit, so here's a kind of like little outfit that I kind of made up for him, as it were. And then up here, I drew this little thing here, this little like light bulb. This is actually supposed to be the icon for like one of the unpacking achievements. I should really do like a full, when I like fully finish my PNG tuber, I kind of, well, my PNG tuber background, I kind of want to do a like YouTube shot of like being like, here are all the references in my PNG tuber background. So yeah, I wanna do that at some point when I do finish my PNG tuber. So yeah. Okay. But yeah, I've been working on my PNG tuber pretty much all day. Well, I did play a bit of Dress to Impress earlier. Yeah, I did play a bit of that earlier, but I was like, you know, I can't be bothered. Because the thing is, sometimes when I play Dress to Impress, whenever whenever there's a theme come on, I'll look at the like theme description, and whenever I'm like, I don't want to do that theme, whenever I just don't want to do a theme, I'll just quit the game and then hopefully try and relog into a different like lobby, and just try and get like a different theme that I actually want. So yeah. Cause sometimes I just don't want to do a theme. And sometimes I just do. Sometimes I'm not really in the mood to actually do like certain themes. So yeah. Can I not pull her face out more? Okay, I guess that's all I can do. But yeah, though I do really enjoy playing Dress to Impress, and that's probably one of the only like Roblox games that I like still consistently play. I should do another Dress to Impress stream soon, at some point. To be fair, when was my last Dress to Impress stream? I'll never look on my YouTube. Let's see, view channel. Also, I hate whenever I go onto my channel page and my channel trailer just immediately starts playing. It was the 1st of, I literally played it on the 1st of January. That was the last time I played it, and someone commented on my TikTok that I'm gonna respond to. Quickly. Oh my god, I fucking closed down the entirety of Chrome when I didn't mean to, because I meant to have I keep trying to have my stream in the background so that I can actually like check for audio issues and shit like that, and make sure that my stream isn't being weird. So yeah. But yeah, I kind of do want to do another Dress to Impress stream soon. And I swear I always, this sim reminds me of someone, but I can't pinpoint who. I swear this happens like a decent amount where I'll accidentally make Sims that like remind me of like certain people or celebrities, and I can't pinpoint who this reminds me of, but it reminds me of someone. It reminds me of someone. I always accidentally do that as well. Yeah, I always like accidentally create Sims that remind me of people. So yeah, we can go with this. We can go with this hairstyle. I feel like I don't use like the base game hairstyles enough. I'm always just using like custom content. So yeah, I'm just always using custom content. So yeah. I feel like no matter way, I might as well just use a preset nose that I want. But I always feel like I feel like when no matter how much I try and modify that nose, it just does not look right. And that's what I was trying to go in for, like a kind of Hux nose. Yeah, I want to go with this skirt. I love using this custom content skirt, but I always forget who it's made by. I'll have to at some point post on Twitter like who are the like custom content creators that I like use custom content from. I'll have to do that at some point. I always forget to do it, but like I know I'll probably have to do it at some point. So yeah, I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it at some point. Cause some CC creators, like for example, Anna Vieira, put their names in this little CC in their little like icon thing, so you guys can see, oh, I'm using CC by this person. But a lot of custom content creators don't do that, and I feel like I should then like be like, hey, I'm using custom content from this person or this person, you know. So yeah, oh my god, I wish there was like a long sleeve version of like this top, of like this like yellow one. Oh, there was like a beige version. Sometimes you just need a beige. I feel like recently I've been creating a lot of Sims where like their like everyday outfit has just been beige, and I don't know why I've been doing it. It's just like, oh, I can mix like browns and beiges. That's easy. I feel like I should experiment with like different colors and shit. So yeah, I feel like I should do that. So yeah. Yeah, and then what did I do yesterday? Yesterday, I also worked on my PNG YouTuber background for a little bit, but we also me, my mum, and my stepdad went up to my sister's place, and she's actually got a new dog. I think my mum knew that she got a dog. I think my mum and stepdad knew that she got a dog. I think my sister had told like pretty much everyone in the family except me. So when we got to my sister's, she opened the door and she was holding her dog, and for a second there I was like, who the fuck is this dog? And then for probably a minute or two, I just assumed that like, oh, it's like one of her like boyfriend's brothers, like maybe she's babysitting this dog for like one of her boyfriend's brothers, right? But no, it turned out he was actually her dog. It's such a super cute dog as well. It looks like a lab spaniel mix, and he is so cute. His name is Remy, and He is just so cute. He is absolutely so cute. He is just adorable. And he's so like cute. He's like so like kind of like calm, I guess. Like and he's just like a little puppy. Cause probably about like half an hour after we got there, I'm guessing he just like got like way too tired from being like excited about like, oh, there's new people I get to play with. Because this was like my first time and my mum's first time and my stepdad's first time of like meeting the dog. I guess he just got like really like tired of like meeting like new people. And he just like waddled over to like kind of waddled over to his crate and just like flops down. He was just a super cute dog and just like so like friendly and shit and just so cute. I'm a big like dog lover. Not of like hating cats or anything, because I also love cats, but like I have spent my whole life just around dogs, just because like pretty much a lot of my family are like dog lovers, so like we just got dogs. Like, I mean, to be fair, we only got like one dog before we got my chihuahuas. I had a dog as a kid. I actually don't know what happened to that dog, actually. His name was Archie and he was a Cocker Spaniel. And one day he bit me. This was like my fault, by the way, because like he had like kind of stood up, like he was like leant up against like the against like one of our counters in the kitchen, and my mum literally told me like don't like, and I think I went over I put my arm around him to go and grab something, and my mum was like, don't, he'll bite you, don't do that, and I did it anyways and he bit me. That's what I remember anyways. And then something happened to it. I think we gave him away. And I don't know what happened to him. Originally he was my auntie's dog. But then I think it was cause like at the time she had, how many kids did she have then? She would have had 3 or 4? No. How many did she have? Because she has 5 kids now, but 2 of them are like under the ages of like 11, I think. Is it bad that I don't know how old like the majority of my cousins are? I only remember the ages of one of them, which is my oldest cousin, who's turning 18 this year, I think. Yeah, she's turning 18 this year because she's 2 years younger than me. And then, so this would have been when, like, I think we had our Cocker Spaniel, we had Archie when I was probably around the ages of 8 or 9. So like my cousins would have been like really young, and yeah, I think my auntie only had like 3 other kids at the time who were like all like super young, and I can't remember if she was pregnant with her 4th kid at that time or not. But like I think it's just like, oh, like that Archie like was not like, he was like a dog that like, he wasn't, it's not that he was bad with kids, it's just that like he's not really like, he would just have like a decently like big reaction to like, not a big reaction, but like, you know, he bit me when I like kind of pushed his boundaries. So like, because he didn't like, he at that moment, I don't remember fully what happened because this was like over 10 years ago, but he didn't like me like reaching like around him to grab something. So like he was like kind of big of like be kind of respectful of my boundaries, you know, he would have like a pretty decently big reaction. So to like having like boundaries pushed, so like he was not too great with kids, kind of. And I don't know if he had any training or not. He might have had a little, because again, he was my auntie's before we had him. And yeah, we don't know. I don't actually know what happened to him. So yeah, and I should probably ask like my dad or something. I've just been going through the swatches, just talking about my dogs. I should probably ask my dad or something about what actually happened to him, because I don't remember. Because again, it was like over 10 years ago. So yeah. And then oh yeah, I've been talking about what animals I've had growing up. And then I think like around the time we got Archie, we also had goldfish. I don't remember what mine was called at all. And then my sister also had a hamster as well called Theodore. Those are the earliest pets I remember. I don't remember if we had like any more pets before we have like our current pets now. And then now, so my dad doesn't have any pets, but my mum and my stepdad have chihuahuas who I just say, oh, these are my chihuahuas, because I literally see them like half the week, you know. Because for context, I still live with my parents, but like I go between my mum's and my dad's like every like other day pretty much. So yeah, cause minimum wage, I get £10 an hour. That is not gonna buy me. That is not gonna get me a house. Trust me. But yeah, my mum and my stepdad have 2 chihuahuas. The oldest one is Bo, who is 5 years old. We got him in COVID. I think we got him in COVID. I think we got him like probably about a month or so into the lockdown, I think. No, because a month into the lockdown, because his birthday is in March. So yeah, I think we got him, and we got him when he was like a little baby, when he was like a little puppy. He was so small. But also he's a chihuahua, so what do you expect? But yeah, he was so small. Yeah, we got him during the COVID lockdown, and then we also have another chihuahua who's 3 years old. We got her in 2022. Her name's Audrey, and she is definitely like the shyer dog out of the 2. I think it's cause like Bo, he's like because like he was around us during the COVID lockdown, he like is more used to like a lot of people being around him at the same time. But then like the younger dog Audrey, you know, this is 2022, everyone was like back at school, you know, I was at college, my sister's 4 and a bit years older than me, so I'm trying to look at the timeline. I would have been in my... I think when we got her, we got her in like the summer of 2022. So like I would have just finished my first year of college, and almost in my second year of college. And then my sister, I think at this point, she's like 4 and a bit years older than me. She was born in November of 2000. I was born in February of 2005. And so she would have, I think at this point, she would have been either in the process of getting her PGCE, which if you don't know, in England, that is like one of the teaching degrees you can get. I'm gonna look up what other teaching. I'm gonna look up teaching qualifications because I'm not sure of the other teaching qualifications you can get, because I know one of them is a PGCE, I think. Let's see. I think it's a PGCE. I'm pretty sure it is a PGCE. Qualified teacher status. That looks like to be a thing. Wait, qualified teacher status. Wait a minute. Teaching types of teaching qualifications. UK. So my sister got a PGCE, and then which stands for Postgraduate Certification in Education. So yeah, she got her bachelor's in English, and then she got her PGCE, and then PGDE, which apparently is most popular in Scotland. Salaried PGC, which apparently is available in Wales, which will allow you to work in a school as an unqualified teacher while working towards your PGCE. Apprenticeship. You could school direct, so do all your training in a school or split up between a uni study and school training. Teach first, work in schools in low-income communities as a part of a 2-year training program leading to a fully funded PGDE, postgraduate diploma in education and leadership. Ambition Institute, 12 months full-time postgrad program. Do an undergrad teaching degree so you can get a Bachelor of Education. You can study a Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Arts, or a Bachelor of Science with a QTS, Qualified Teacher something. Now Teach support program. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do to become like a teacher. But yeah, my sister got PGCE, so I think at this point she was either working on her PGCE or like just finish it. I think she was working on a PGCE at the point when we got Audrey. So yeah, I'm trying to look at what pants work best with these. I think it's probably best if we use like these jeans, but they don't look. I don't know. So yeah, I just finished my first year of college. I'd first finished my first year of A-levels. By the way, in England, college and uni are like two separate like things. College you study your A-levels, which is just like another certification, I guess. I don't know how to fully explain A-levels. Basically, with A-levels, you can do like 3 or 4 a year, and then like a 2-year like qualification. And what's kind of like neat about A-levels is that you don't necessarily like need to complete the full 2 years to still get like some sort of qualification, because there's these things called AS levels, which are like the 1 year like equivalent of A-levels. So for example, and you'll still, if you like complete like at least 1 year of like A-levels, you'll still get a qualification called an AS level. Now let me rephrase that, because that sounds like if you do 2 years, then you'll still get the AS level, when I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think if you complete the full 2 years, you'll get an A level, and then if you only complete 1 year, then that's like an AS level. I don't fully know the whole stuff surrounding A levels and AS levels, even though I literally did them like a few years ago. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of courses offer like an AS like level. So like for example, and there's some like courses that are like only classified as AS levels. For example, I had to do core maths in my first year of college, which is an AS level. It's a 1 year course. I only had to do 1 year of it. And then I got a qualification. So yeah, I got a qualification in core maths. I don't really know how to really don't know how to explain A levels other than they have a qualification. So I'm just gonna search up A level and tell you the Wikipedia definition. The A level is a subject-based qualification conferred as part of the General Certificate of Education, as well as a school-leaving qualification offered by educational bodies in the UK and educational authorities of British Crown dependencies to students completing secondary or pre-university education. So yeah, they're basically like, I'll just read the rest of it. The A-level permits students to have potential access to a chosen university they apply to with UCAS points. So basically UCAS points are a way of like getting into university. And you get like if you reach a certain amount of UCAS points, then by the time you get like your grades for your A levels, and you get the total amount of UCAS points, so Tokyo you wanna go was all covered in all the coloured lights where the runways are running the night. Impossible coming streets taking over you while this is a great show. Welcome in, nature. How you doing? We're just yapping about the British education system. So yeah, so A levels basically are like a prerequisite to uni. You don't have to do A levels to get into uni. You can do like apprenticeships or internships or whatever. But like A levels are like still like the most popular way of getting into uni. I'm alright. I'm glad. British education is shite. I use it. Real. That is so real. The darkest million adopted dark. I was born in it. That is so fucking real. But yeah, A levels basically, they're kind of like a requisite to university education. Again, it's not like the only way you can get enough UCAS points to get into uni. And my dad is calling me. I'll be a second, chat. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, that's not the only like prerequisite. Why can't I say the word requisite to get into uni? Like I said, you can also do like apprenticeships or internships, or there's also these things called T levels, which I don't know what the fuck those are. Those got introduced like a few years ago. I still don't know what they are. Most people just go for A levels or like BTECs, which are like kind of like, those are basically, A levels are very much exam based, while BTECs are very much more coursework based. So for example, you could like make like a portfolio or something, you know. So yeah, I need a drink first. And also with UCAS points, different courses will need different amount of UCAS points, and I'm assuming, I've not really looked into it, the difference between unis, but I assume different unis will need different UCAS points. Like for example, I doubt you could get into Cambridge with the same amount of UCAS points you could get into in, like, I don't know, Sheffield. I don't even know what I'm guessing it's just called Uni of Sheffield. I don't know, I'm not from Sheffield. But yeah, you probably couldn't get into like what are they called? Russell Group. You probably couldn't get into a Russell Group uni, which is, they're basically like our Ivy League unis. You know, you got Cambridge, I can't remember the others. You got like Cambridge and stuff. You got like Cambridge, I think Manchester is one, but I'm not sure. I think it might be. But yeah, you got like Cambridge and Manchester and stuff. You could probably not get into like those unis. Yeah, you probably couldn't get into like those unis with the same amount of UCAS points. You could get into. Words. I need to rephrase. You couldn't get into like. You probably couldn't get into any like Russell Group unis with the same amount of UCAS points. You could probably get into like. Let me rephrase. I need to rephrase this. You probably couldn't get into Russell Group unis using the same amount of UCAS points. Using the same amount of UCAS points that you use to get into like that you can use and might be accepted for into like your local uni. You know, like for example, I applied to a bunch of random unis that are near me, and like I got accepted into like my nearest uni, that the uni I go to, but like I didn't get accepted to like my nearest Russell Group uni. I don't even know why I applied to it. I think at the time I didn't know that it was a Russell Group uni. Otherwise, I probably would have said, "Oh no, I'm gonna apply somewhere else," because I got shit grades at A levels. I got a B in psychology, a C in biology, and a D in chemistry, and an A in core maths. I'm great at maths. Maths is very much my strong suit. Similar with psychology. Psychology is at A level, and kind of now, because I'm doing a degree in psychology. Maths and psychology were like my strong suit at A levels. And then biology, I did enjoy it, but I didn't, but like a lot of stuff I just didn't fucking understand. And I think that's partially why I decided, I'm just gonna go with psychology instead of biology, because even though I enjoy biology, it probably would have been like a lot harder work for like the same amount of enjoyment. Well, no, not the same amount of enjoyment, because I feel like I do enjoy psychology a little bit more than biology. But like you know, it was still like a lot more work for a worse grade for subjects that like, even though I initially wanted, like at the start of my A levels, I thought I was going to go on and do a biology degree, but then I started doing psychology A levels and realized, oh, a lot of stuff at biology A level is, at least for me, felt a lot more complicated than the stuff at like psychology A level. And plus I felt like I was a lot more like willing to actually put in the work to like understand the stuff in psychology compared to like biology, you know. And then chemistry was just a shit show. I hated it. Chemistry was not my strong suit at all. I hated revising for it because I didn't understand it. My teachers were shit. No, that's a lie. I had one good teacher who taught me for like the start of my second year of A levels, but then I think some like classes got reassigned or some shit. I don't remember. You can go watch some of my VODs from like 2022, early 2023, if you want. I don't care. But I think some classes got like rejigged or something because like maybe a teacher left or something. I don't remember. But he was switched with like another teacher who, or maybe did he leave? I don't remember because this was like 2 years ago that our classes got switched. But we got changed for a different teacher. And then who did it got switched to? I can't remember if it got switched to like another like decent teacher or if it got switched to my. I know at some point we had another switching teachers to our very shit like first year teacher. Like if you're watching this, first of all, hi. I mean like no disrespect, but like from my perspective, he did not teach well. From what I can remember, he did not explain things very well at all. Again, if you watch my VODs from like over 2 years ago, then you could probably hear a lot more like my much more thorough complaints. But like from what I remember, whenever someone asked like, "Hey, what does this mean?" he would be like, he would just explain it. He would either explain it in the same way that he initially explained it, or he would just be like, it doesn't matter. He would just kind of brush it off. So yeah, he was not that great at teaching at all, at least from my perspective. And plus I just did not enjoy it. Kind of felt like, I think from what I remember, it kind of felt like he was reading out of PowerPoint a bit. The end saying like just under 5 minutes, by the way. And plus I never understood anything. Not that I didn't understand anything. But like for a lot of stuff I like kind of learn later on in second year, which that a lot of stuff that we should have learned in first year, I had to kind of relearn in second year, which is not great. It's not great when you have to relearn shit, you know. So yeah, and plus also on my side, it was just like I didn't like chemistry, so I was not motivated to like learn chemistry. So yeah, I just hated chemistry. I just did not like chemistry at all. And I'm so glad I'm not doing it now, because if I was doing a degree in chemistry, I probably would have dropped out by now. If I decided to do chemistry at uni, first of all, if there's an alternate timeline me that is doing chemistry at uni, first of all, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with this alternate timeline me that I'm doing chemistry at uni? And second of all, how is this alternate timeline me not dropped out already, because chemistry does not do well in my brain. Chemistry and like Spanish does not do well in my brain. Those are the only subjects that I have done in school that I've not enjoyed and I've not really done well in. Like with biology A-level, I enjoyed learning it, but it's like I got a C, which is like, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not doing it at A-levels anymore. I'm not doing it anymore, so it's fine. But chemistry. I did well at it in high school, but then when it got to A-level, show was over. I got a D in it. Like, I'm surprised I even passed first year. Like, God, I hated it so much. Like if I was doing a degree in chemistry instead of psychology, I'd question if I was sane, because I hate chemistry. I am a big hater of chemistry. If any of you can understand chemistry, applause to you, because I cannot. I fucking cannot. Jesus Christ, I hate chemistry so fucking much. I'm so glad I'm doing the degree I'm doing now, because I love psychology. It can be like, you know, I complain about uni a lot. I complain about uni a lot, but a lot of it is not directed at the content of psychology. I do enjoy learning it. I do enjoy learning the history of psychology. I'm very interested in it. You know, but you know, I enjoy learning, you know, about modern day practices and like looking through modern day research. Is some of it boring? Sure, but like, we all have areas of our favorite like fields that we don't like, you know. For example, I'm very big into cyberpsychology and like psycholinguistics. That is kind of where I want to go with like my dissertation and like my masters, and like, you know, that's kind of the area I want to go into for my career. You know, the kind of interlinking of, I want to go into either cyberpsych or psycholinguistics, the other science here, by the way, or hopefully trying to find a link between like the two fields. So yeah, I enjoyed both psycholinguistics and cyberpsychology. And there's a lot of things that I do. There's a lot of things that like there's a lot of things in psychology, like a lot of assignments I've done that I have enjoyed doing, that has been kind of surprising to me. Like, for example, I've just finished an assignment like a few weeks ago on like development, and like talking about developmental processes and ascribing that to a case study. And so I was talking about attachment, and I think I talked about like attachment and like kind of emotional development as well as social development, and I kind of really enjoyed looking into that one. But there's also kind of other areas and other assignments that I fucking hate doing. Reflective assignments, I want to punch reflective assignments right in the fucking face. I'm the biggest hater of reflective assignments. I tell you that. Like, reflective assignments, I fucking hate reflective assignments. And like, sure, I can't remember off the top of my head, but like, there's been quite a few assignments where it's like that I've just been like bored by, and it's just like, as long as I pass, you know. But like, a large portion of the assignments that I have done, I have enjoyed. So yeah, I've really enjoyed doing some assignments and I've really hated doing others. You know, it's a real like hit and miss on kind of the assignments that I like and the assignments that I don't like. So yeah. This feels like it's coming to like the end of my rant, and I really don't want to end my rant because I've really just ranted about just kind of education and shit like that. So yeah. And I also really want to rant about how I mentioned earlier about hating Spanish. But the ad is still in progress. I know that the ad isn't usually fully like 3 minutes, but like there might still be some of you that are still in an ad, so I'll just wait until it says that the ad is over until going on my little kind of rant, I guess, like talk about Spanish. So oh, this was pretty. I'm gonna turn the saturation a little bit down. Turn the brightness down. Okay. I don't know. That doesn't really match though. Should I do this one? Welcome back from the ad, by the way. Oh yeah, I said in the ad that I was gonna talk about like hating of Spanish. Now, the language, I don't have beef with the language itself. I have beef with the school subject. Because if you don't know, at least at my uni, not my uni, at my high school even that I went to, my brain is just not braining right now. At the high school I went to, I had to do Spanish for like the first 2 years. Like for the first 2 years, before I chose my GCSEs. For some reason we chose our GCSEs at like the end of year 8. Instead of, because usually in like a lot of schools you choose your GCSEs at like the end of year 9. So I don't know why we chose it at the end of year 8. Anyways, I did not like Spanish at my high school. Because first of all, I find it really hard to like actually like memorize the words. I find it really hard. And also, I didn't like any of the teachers. Really. I just found them really to be really like strict, and I just didn't like them. I don't fully remember why I didn't like any of them. I just found I think it's just that I found all of them to be like too strict. I think that was just like the main reason. So yeah, I think there was only really one Spanish teacher that I liked, and that I was contemplating choosing Spanish just to get her as a teacher. But then she left, so it was like, but then she left out high school, so like, I was like, nope, not doing Spanish, not fucking doing Spanish. And the only reason I was contemplating like choosing Spanish as like one of my GCSEs is that at my school, I think this happened in a lot of schools as well, because I remember talking to Sugar about it like a little while ago. But I think in like my school and a lot of other schools, there was like this big push for students to, I can't remember what it's called. But it was like a big push for students to choose like a language, to choose like triple science, and it would seem as like better on like uni and college applications. I can't remember what it's called. UK high school encouraged to... I'm looking this up. Encouraged to choose for science and language. This has just brought out some deep memories. This is just brought out some like, oh fuck, my fucking pen fell off the thing. Where's it gone? Where's my pen? It's literally right on the back of my computer. But where the fuck is it gone? It's like a whole thing where like we were encouraged to choose. What's it called? I'm trying to look for this. Because it said it would like look better on like uni or college applications. I'm so confused. Let's see. I am so confused. It was like an acronym. It's an acronym. It's an acronym. This is gonna fucking annoy me so much, but like, basically, before we took our before we picked our GCSEs, sorry, we had an assembly where we were shown this acronym, and it was like, I know for certain that like two of the letters stood up for like triple science and like language or like Spanish or whatever, and they said like, oh, triple science, like if you pick all of these for your GCSEs, like if you choose like triple science, we only had like 3 options for our GCSEs. So I think they said if you pick triple science, if you pick a language, if you pick, I want to say an art, but I don't think that's right. But something else. Some high schools have 4 options, some have 3. But at our high school, we had 3 options. We could choose whatever subjects we wanted. We had to do subjects alongside English, maths, RE, and PE as well. And we still had to do science. It was just that like whether you got basically if you chose triple science, you would get 9 science lessons a week instead of 6, I think. And you would have to do the harder paper instead of the foundation paper. What was I ranting about? Well, let me think. Take languages. I'm still searching this up. I'm trying to look this up. Maybe it's on the Wikipedia for I think. Maybe it's on the Wikipedia. Let me see. Oh my god. What would it be? Is it here? I can't believe this has just been like stuck in like the recesses of my brain for like the past, how many years has it been since I picked my GCSEs? I was in year 8 when I chose them, so it would have been 13? Yeah, it would have been 13, so it's been 7 years since I picked my GCSEs. So I can't believe that this thing has been stuck in the recesses of my brain for the past 7 years. To be fair, other than like on stream, I have barely thought about high school. Because the thing is, I do live near my high school, but like the only time I talk about high school is on stream, and that's probably too shit on high school because my high school is a fucking dump, I tell you that. They try and make it look fancy, you know, they're part of an academy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no one cares. No one cares. Yeah, no one cares. It's a shit show. It's a total fucking dump. I hate that. To be fair, a lot of the teachers, we love the teachers. Teachers, love you. It's just that, like, the school is basically falling fucking apart, and you know what my school decided to do? Join the fucking academy! Become a fucking academy! Like, become like part of academy. I don't fucking remember. It's been, I left high school 4 years ago, you know? Like, I don't fucking remember. But like, yeah. But like, yeah. Yeah. I can't believe, yeah. I just forgot all about this. Oh, what was it? What was it? I don't remember, but basically, from what I remember about this like little like assembly, is basically a lot of like our like head of year basically came and talked to us and was basically trying to encourage us to like basically he was like, well, you're going to choose your GCSE soon, so here's everything you need to know about choosing your GCSEs. And from what I remember, he was like, these subjects just look better on college applications. They look better on college applications, they look better on uni applications. Which is kind of fucking bullshit, by the way. If someone says, if one of your teachers says, like, oh, your GCSEs will look really good on uni applications, unless you plan on going to, like, a Russell group uni, which is, like, I don't go to a Russell group, so I probably wouldn't know. But, like, unless you plan on going to a Russell group, probably, unis don't care about your GCSEs. Like, no one, like, literally, probably other than the Russell group unis, no uni, like, cares about your GCSEs. They only care about your A-levels. So, like, I mean, to be fair, which college you go to is like dependent on going on like it's also kind of dependent on your GCSEs. So like indirectly uni is kind of dependent on GCSEs, but not really. Like well, I went to a sixth form, but like it was attached to a college instead of a high school. So like, and it was a pretty decent college, actually. It was a pretty decent sixth form. You know, I'll switch between sixth form and college because my sixth form was attached to the college. So like, that's why I'll switch that. So it had like more relaxed. It was like very much relaxed. It functioned as a college, not like a high school. I'll explain what the difference between sixth form and college is in a minute. But basically, unless you like plan on like going to like like, unless you plan on like going to a really good college, then like as long as like you pass your GCSEs, as long as you like do like decently well, then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can get into like a lot of colleges. Like, I doubt unis will. I highly doubt, unless it's a very like prestigious and like fucking like up their arse uni, basically. Not a lot of unis, like practically no unis will care what like college you go to. Like, they only really care about your grades. So yeah, just get into like, just like try and do as best as you can in your GCSEs, and like if you don't get all nines, then it's like, then you're fine. You'll be fine. You know, you'll be fine with like sixes and shit, as long as you're like focus more on preparing for A levels, you know, rather than and like studying for on your A levels, you know, grind set on your A levels. Like, if you didn't do that well in GCSEs, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, you'll be fine. Like, unis don't really take a look at your like GCSE grades. They don't really care. Again, as long as I don't know about Russell Group unis specifically, because I don't know about like if you're doing like an international study abroad at like an Ivy League uni, but like at least for like your like for like a large majority of unis in the UK, they won't look at your GCSE grades. They'll only really care if you like pass your GCSEs, and even then, if you didn't pass like maths or something, there's usually like they'll usually offer like support services to help you then retake that GCSE and pass it, you know. So yeah, like unis only pretty sure unis only really care if you pass your GCSEs. They don't really care about the specific grade you get. They care a lot more about like what like A levels, what like grades you got in your like A levels, or you know, whatever like thing you did before uni, whether that was like an apprenticeship or internship. They don't really care about the stuff you did, the bit of education you did just before you went to uni, rather than your high school grades. So yeah, unis don't really care about your GCSEs. So yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why high school teachers are like, oh, do well in your GCSEs. Try and do well in your GCSEs, because you need to look at it. I can guarantee you that, again, unless you're you know, going to a Russell Group uni, or you're going to study abroad in like an Ivy League uni, or you know, if you're going to a very prestigious uni, unless you're going to a prestigious uni, literally no other uni will care about what specific grade, you know, you got in your GCSEs. They focus more on like UCAS points, you know, and you don't get any UCAS points from GCSEs, I think. Yeah, I don't think you get any UCAS points from GCSEs. So yeah. I know. If you don't know, if you don't know what the difference between a sixth form and a college is, because I did bring that up. Basically, I went to a sixth form. A sixth form is like usually, they usually do like A levels and BTECs, like, you know, the like the BTECs that like you know, carry weight, the BTECs that like will count towards your overall like UCAS points. because BTECs are a thing in high school. I did BTEC music in high school, actually. That was a lot of coursework. But that didn't count towards my UCAS points. But if you did like BTEC at college, those will count towards your UCAS points. If you're just coming in, because I did mention this a little while ago, but if you're only just coming in, UCAS points, one of the main things you need to like get into uni, you usually need a specific amount of UCAS points to get into specific unis, and like to get into specific courses. For example, like a medical course, like a nursing course may have a higher UCAS point requirement than like a psychology course or like a music course, you know. Or, you know, Cambridge Uni may have a higher UCAS point requirement because it's a Russell Group uni compared to like Uni of Bristol, you know. So yeah. And anyways, back to sixth form and college. Sixth forms typically they focus on like they're where you go to. They can be where you go to. Let me rephrase. Sixth forms are like colleges in the sense that when you go there, you can study A levels and like BTECs, you know, the stuff that contributes towards your UCAS points. The difference between a sixth form and a college, though, is that while a college is like a stand-alone, like one college, like for example, like whatever, like a college in Yorkshire will be like its own, like standalone, like Yorkshire College may be its own standalone, like college, you know, like its own, like the difference between like Sheffield Uni and Bristol Uni, you know, like its own standalone thing, while a sixth form will usually be like attached to like a high school or another college. I'll just read off the wiki definition for you. Wiki. In the education systems of Barbados, England, Jamaica, Northern Ireland, Trinidad and Tobago, Wales and some other Commonwealth countries, sixth form represents the final 2 years of secondary education, ages 16 to 18. Pupils typically prepare for A-level or equivalent examinations like the International Baccalaureate? I don't know what that word is. Or Cambridge Pre-U. In England, Northern Ireland and Wales, the term Key Stage 5 that has the same meaning, it only refers to academic education and not to vocational education. Wait a minute. Do you not do BTECs at sixth form? I think you do some BTECs at sixth form. So like I said, it's at the final 2 years of secondary education, which is not necessarily correct. That's not necessarily like correct. It's like sixth forms are basically just attached to like a high school, or most often attached to a high school, but they can be attached to another college as well, like mine was. They focus on A-level education and can focus on BTECs. But from what it said on the wiki article, mostly focuses on A-levels, but like a lot of sixth forms probably do BTECs as well. So basically the difference is college, standalone thing. Sixth form usually attached to a high school or like another college, and like, for example, if you attended like a high school that has a sixth form, a lot of students from that high school will then go on to study A-levels at the sixth form, just because it's like there. You might as fucking well, you know. And I love how it's taken us like an hour and a half to do one sim, because I've just been yapping and yapping and yapping. You guys love a good yap. You guys love a good yap. We love a good yap in here. But yeah, that's basically the UK education system rant done, and it's taken me like an hour to finish yapping and ranting about the UK education system. So yeah, I thought I was gonna make like a ton of sims today. No, it's taken me an hour and a half, like almost an hour and a half, because we spent like the first 10 minutes of stream yapping. It's taken me the first hour and a half to make one sim. This is what happens when you come onto my stream. Either we'll get a lot of shit done, or we won't get a lot of shit done, because I've just been fucking yapping. You gotta love a good yap. You gotta love a good yap though. So yeah. And how about we make her her sister, her younger little sister. So yeah, you could be named Abby Donnelly. You can want to be academic, go to university. Me for real. Who is analytical and a barfly, aka your typical uni students. And then let's see. She can also be neat, cause why not? Why the fuck not? Well, okay. First of all, those eyebrows, no. Change to those ones. That's fine. And then let's change hair colors, cause why not? She could be like a brunette, or maybe what we can do is do this. Give her a short hairstyle. I know what short hairstyle I want her to have. Well, medium hairstyle, but like whatever. I know which short hairstyle I want her to have. Just trying. There it is. This is the hairstyle I want her to have, and I think we'll keep it across. We'll keep it across all outfits, because the only really other short hairstyles that kind of, because some CC kind of changes the color of it. This one is one of them. Basically, they slightly changed the color of the swatch. So, like for example, this is like the regular swatch. Well, this is the regular color of. This is the normal color of. Oh my god, I've something in my eye. Jesus Christ. This is the regular color. Oh, this is the normal color of the swatch, and then this is it with this hair. It's only really these three hairstyles that that kind of keep this swatch. So they keep that kind of color of the swatch. So I think I'll just keep it like that. So yeah. I've been yapping for so long that I need another drink. Jesus. Jeez. But yeah, I love just yapping about the UK education system, because it's like I'm still going through it, I'm in uni, like I'm still going through the UK education system, so it's like it takes up a lot of my life, so it's like I have a lot to yap about, so yeah, I have a lot to yap about while we just create some sims. We'll probably create, we'll probably finish creating Abby. We've only just started creating her, but finish creating Abby, and then I'll end stream, because it took us an hour and a half to create his sister Brenna. So like, you know, we might as well use up probably the last like take like an hour and a half just yapping and creating Abby. So yeah. I don't know how many other stories actually I have. Of the UK education system actually, other than like shit that might happen to me. Other than that shit that like will happen to me next year, because next year you'll hear way more yaps about the UK education system than there is probably right now, because literally I've only gone on like 2 rants this week, I think. Like 1 or 2 rants this week, including this one about the UK education system. And I need to stretch my arm, Jesus Christ. But like next year when I'm doing my literal dissertation for my degree, I will be yapping a lot more. So keep an ear out for those yaps. But yeah, I love yapping. I love just yapping. But I don't know how many yaps I have of the UK education system right now. You know what? Okay, we're gonna circle back to something I mentioned earlier. So basically, when I was in high school, basically, in UK high schools, we could pick like specific GCSEs to, which are like our final, which are our like GCSEs, our exams. So when I say pick our GCSEs, I mean pick the topics that we're gonna study for like the last 2 or 3 years of high school for those exams. I know you tapped and I'm lurking. Well, thank you for the lurk, Lemon Drizzle. Welcome on in. But yeah, so and typically in UK high schools, students will typically pick their GCSEs at like the end of year 9. There's 5 years in high school, and it goes year 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, because like it goes directly off of primary school. So in primary, you start in year 1 at age 5, and then you go year 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then in high school you go from like age 11 onwards, year 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then if you have like a sixth form that's attached to a high school, then typically those 2 years will be referred to as year 13 and year 14. But if you just go into like a college, or like in my case you go into a sixth form that's attached to a college, then you'll typically refer to that as like first or second year of college. So yeah, so typically students will pick their GCSEs like end of year 9, so that they're doing their chosen topics in year like 10 and 11. That's not what happened with me. For some reason, for my year, we chose them at the end of year 8. And I don't know if this was like the case with like every single high school, but it was the case with my high school. I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure we were the only year to do that. And then the year after, they chose their GCSEs in year 9. So yeah, because I'm pretty sure when my cousins chose their GCSEs in like end of year 9, and my cousins are all younger than me. For reference, my oldest cousin is turning 18 this year. She's like just over 2 years or younger than me. Even she's just over 2 years younger than me. And I'm pretty sure all my cousins that are in the high, that have like been in high school or are in high school. So that's 3 of my cousins. The other, like, how many cousins do I have? I have 8 cousins. So the other 5 are not in high school yet. All of them are still children. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure the 3 cousins I have that have chosen their GCSEs chose them in year 9. So I don't know why we chose them in year 8. That was like a weird decision. The UK education system, some parts of it that I've experienced just like confuses me so much. Just some of it confuses me so much because like some of it is just like, oh, why was that change implemented just for us? And some of it is like, why the fuck was that teacher hired? Or like, how were they hired? You know, because the thing is, sometimes, like a lot of times, granted, it's like, a lot of times teachers will like put you off a subject for whatever reason. For example, Spanish teachers I had in like year 7 and 8, except for like 1, put me off of choosing Spanish. That wasn't because of their like teaching ability, because like I can't remember how great they taught, but I'm sure it was fine. But like I found them too strict, and I just did not like them. Like I did not like. I saw that that they taught well, because I know a lot of people who like did well and like enjoyed Spanish. It's just that like I personally did not like how strict were they, you know. But like for example, like some teachers that I've had, it's like, oh, how did they become teachers? Because we like whenever the big difference between it, like how did they become teachers versus like, oh, I just found them like too strict, or like I just didn't get along with this teacher or whatever. The difference is like how did they become teachers is like, oh, I've talked with other people in my class, and like none of us like how they teach. You know, sometimes people just can't teach, and it's a real shame as well, because like some people, I'm sure a lot of people who I've like had as teachers, I'm sure that they like went into teaching for a reason. Just like it's like some of them, like, I don't know how to put this nicely. Fuck it. It's like some of them like I guess like aren't really great at teaching, or at least like kind of, I don't know how to explain this, like, or at least like whenever I've talked with other people on like courses I was doing or whatever, it's like, oh, none of us understand what this teacher is like talking about, you know, because they just aren't that great at teaching. And it's like yeah, sometimes I just get confused. And the thing is, we've had some like student lecturers as well. Like we had one, I don't think have I had one in second year? we had one like either at the start of second year or in third year. He was like a student lecturer. We had like one session with a student lecturer. I think he was a student lecturer, or was it in sixth form? I think it was. Yeah, it was definitely in uni, and like I remember thinking like, now I'm trying to remember what actually happened with this student lecturer. I think what we found was that we literally said like, oh, he's kind of too quiet, and then we passed that on to like our lecturer who was like observing, and she was like, okay, I'll pass it along, whatever. So yeah, anyways, sometimes I get confused as to like how some people become teachers, and like shit, you know. With lecturers, it's like I'm a little bit like less confused as to how some lecturers became like lecturers, cause like I said, sometimes this isn't like with all my lecturers, but like some lecturers I've had, like we've had like one or two lectures with them where, you know, they've not explained like a core topic correctly or whatever. Like I remember explaining last year that lecture that like that I do enjoy her teaching style now. Like this lecturer who, then I've had more sessions with her, I do enjoy her teaching style. But last year we had an attachment lecture with her, and she went way too fast in like delivering the attachment topic, because at first she assumed that there was gonna be way more people who had just come from A-level, so she was just like, oh, I can explain the topic a little bit quicker, because like, you know, I'll be nice and let them leave early. But then she asked like, oh, how many of you guys have come from A-levels? And like I put my hand up because like I had gone from A-levels to uni. But probably 10 of us put our hands up, and we could just tell in her face that she was just like a bit confused. She was just like, oh, okay. And she did end up going quite quickly. Now again, I did an entire module. Well, technically last academic year, in second year. Well, this academic year. I'll refer to first year as last academic year and second year as like this academic year, to make it a little bit less confusing. But in like second year, at the start of second year, I have had, and actually, well, second semester of first year, actually, I have had a semester with her, and I actually really enjoy her teaching style. It was just that first like semester where, you know, it was that first lecture it was that one lecture in semester one of first year, where she like went quite quickly, and like I was a bit like confused kind of. So yeah, with lecturers though, I am a little bit like more sympathetic in a sense, because let me just take a drink first before I do a little bit more explaining. But with lecturers, I'm a little bit more sympathetic, because a lot of lecturers might have wanted to be like lead researchers, and from my understanding, from what I've researched, to be a lead researcher at a university, you also have to lecture, or at the very least, it's like expected. It's like kind of expected that you'll also deliver lectures, which I think is unfair, because like, for example, with like psychology institutes that you can research at, a lot of them are pretty much like in like the Midlands, like, down south, like, and I'm up in the fucking north, like there's like practically, from my research, there's like practically no like psychology institutes like near me, unless you travel like 3 hours down south, 2-3 hours down south, which is just like unfair, kind of. There should be more psychology institutes up north. And there should be more psychology institutes up north, so then, people who want to research but can't afford to move down south, or don't want to move down south because their whole family is here. Like, I do not want to move down south because all my family is here, and I'm very much like, I do not want to be commuting like 2-3 hours like every weekend to see my family. Like, I'd rather, like, an hour is like a fine, but like once you go like 2-3 hours, it's like, oh, I don't want to be commuting that every weekend, so yeah. So it's like you're very limited in like where you can research, at least up here, because it's like you have, because obviously you have universities, like I said, and then it all depends what area of psychology you want to get into. Like, for example, I want to go into cyberpsych, so I could easily go to, big city, big town, and see if there's any like social media companies that I can work at, and like see if they have a research department there. Like I said, I'm very interested in cyberpsych and psycholinguistics, so that opens like my career into 2 areas of psychology to go into. I could go down the cyberpsych route, which is like my ideal route, and go, work at a social media company, and then I don't want to lecture, so I could like work at a university as a research assistant. But again, that's not possible for every psychology like graduate, because like, first of all, some people may want to lead their own research. I don't mind whether I lead research or I'm an assistant. I really don't mind. But I could become a research associate. I'd rather become a research associate anyways, because like I said, I don't want to lecture. I don't think I would be good at teaching. And plus, like, that's not possible for every psychology graduate, because like, for there to be psychology assistants, you need a lead researcher. For every research associate, for every research assistant, you need a lead researcher. That's just kind of how it works. That is just kind of how it works. For every like 10 employees, you need a boss. So yeah, like, for example, I could go see, go to big town, go to big city, and find a social media company to work for. Go work at, there's hospitals I could work at, and look at language development, which, when I did the development essay, when I finished that, I quite enjoyed it. I didn't look at language development, I looked at social development, but still, I looked at emotional development. I enjoyed researching that. I enjoyed it. That was even though like, for me, assignments are like a bit hard to like actually get into, like, start writing. Once I actually get into writing it and actually have like my intro done, I have started a paragraph, then I could write for fucking days. I could write for England, So I could work at a hospital and work in like I could work in like researching like the social and language development of children. You know, I could go and do that. I could go work at a hospital. You know. So like, you know, I could go work at my local hospital with my mom. You know, she's a manager of a department at my local hospital. You know, I could go work there. But like, you know, that's not possible for every, like, that's not possible for like every single researcher. You know, there's quite a few researchers that there are quite a few researchers at my uni that like focus on not language. I was gonna say language. No, it's not language. That focus on forensics. I don't know where my nearest prison is. I don't know how far away it is because it's like I've never been to prison. I don't even know where my local police station is. Like, so it's like that's whatever. But it's like, thank you, Angel Kitty TV, for the follow. Welcome on in. And my alerts should be more down because they're being blocked. There we go. But yeah, welcome on in. But like, forensic researchers, you know, forensic psychologists, you know, I'm specifically more talking about researchers. But I know one of my lecturers. I think she used to work at either a prison or like she used to work at an organization in which she would regularly work with prisoners. And she has told me some crazy stories. She has told my cohort like some crazy fucking stories. Okay. I'm not gonna tell any of them here. Cause like I'm gonna be so fucking honest. The only stories. Oh yeah, the end is starting in like less than 5 minutes, by the way. The only stories that I remember of hers are like her more personal ones. So like I don't really feel comfortable telling her like more personal stories on the internet, because that's like her shit. That's her life. I don't really feel like talking about someone else's life on the internet. So yeah. But I do remember her telling us about some stuff that's happened at like prisons she's worked at, like a prison she worked at. But I don't fully remember it. And plus, again, this is kind of her previous work. Like, I don't even know why I brought this up if I'm not going to tell you, but like, you know, this is like her personal previous work life that I do not feel comfortable fully sharing. But anyways, if like you want to go into research up north, it's like kind of hard because we do have a lot of unis like up north, up in the north of England, but we don't really have any actual like research institutes up here. We have unis with hospitals, which I don't know if a lot of hospitals actually have research departments. I'm gonna look this up. Do hospitals have research departments? I should put UK in there. UK. yes. Apparently the answer is yes. Hospitals do have research departments. Because I was thinking, oh, does the NHS have like a separate thing for research that's like separate from hospitals? But no, apparently from my very quick Google search, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, from my very quick Google search, apparently quite a lot of hospitals do have research departments. So yeah, so it's like you could work at either a hospital or like a uni. And the thing is, like, I assume, I'm just gonna make an assumption, and then that like, I'm gonna assume that like if you're doing research at a hospital, you have to also somewhat interact with patients. I don't know if that's true though. I don't know if that is true because I haven't really looked at like working in a hospital, because that's not really I don't really want to. I ideally don't want to work in a hospital, but that's like, working in a hospital for me is like a backup choice. Working in research at a hospital is like a backup choice. But yeah, I ideally want to work at like an actual actual research institute, or at a university. So yeah. And by the way, when I said earlier that I don't want to lecture, it's not that I'm like off lecturing altogether. It's that like I'm fine if like I get invited to do like a guest lecture every once in a while. Like once a year I do a guest lecture on like cyber psychology or whatever. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with doing guest lectures. But like I don't want to be like lecturing like every single week, like for multiple modules. And thank you for the lurk, Ali. But like I don't want to be lecturing on multiple modules a week. I don't want to be responsible for marking, and yeah, I don't want to be. I don't want to mark. That is like I don't want to be like dealing with lecturing on multiple modules like multiple times a week. And then also having to do research. That just feels like two jobs in one. Like lecturing and doing research, that's just two jobs in one. It's just one page. It's just one paycheck. Like, tell me why this is like a thing at universities, because like this is not like standard in like high schools or colleges, that like you do research and teach multiple classes a week and then also have to mark. That is like a big like, no, I'm not doing two jobs for the price of one. That just like, I don't know if this is a hot take or what, but like why are lecturers expected to do two jobs in one? That's stupid. That's just fucking stupid. Like, if you want to teach at a uni, if you want to like, if you don't want to teach like teenagers or kids, that's like fair enough. But like, if you still want to like teach degrees, you shouldn't also be expected to do research. That's like, why are lecturers doing two jobs in one? That's like, what the fuck? You know? Yeah. I'm gonna, should we do one more sim? I think we might do one more sim. But, yeah. Yeah, we'll make one more sim in a second when the ad is over. But like, yeah. Like, yeah, why are lecturers expected to do two jobs in one? It should be two separate job roles. You know? That's why I don't want to be a lead researcher, because I know I will be expected to conduct like research. And also, like, as well, like, it's not like I don't want to interact with students ever, because again, I do maybe want to work at a uni, so it's like I'm going to have to interact with students. And so it's like, okay, if I don't, like, if I can't make it as a researcher or like a research assistant, because that's what I'll probably be, then I'll take some training to be a lab tech. Like, being a lab tech seems fun. Oh, let me see. Lab technician UK education. What do you need to be a lab tech? Let's see. A laboratory technician on the government website. Typical hours, 37 to 40 hours. You could work weekends on shifts. I don't want to do weekend shifts, but whatever. How to become. Subjects include biomed, environmental, forensic, material science, pharmacy, biochem, or physics. Okay, let me look up psychology lab technician. Psychology lab technician. So let's see. From the Chartered Association of Sport and Exercise Sciences, hold a good first degree in psychology or sport and exercise psychology with professional or academic qualifications at a master's level at least, and demonstrate basic knowledge of types of psychology and neuroscientific instruments typically adopted in empirical research. And welcome back from the ad, by the way. We're gone on a slight tangent, and my entire stream has just been side tangent after side tangent after side tangent. I'm gonna be so fucking honest. I've been streaming for 2 hours, and we've been yapping for the past like hour and a half on the UK education system. I'm gonna see what are the okay, it says on the government website laboratory technician, but it only says about it only says including subjects like biomed science, environmental science, forensic science, material science, pharmacy, biology, chemistry, and physics. So yeah. So this might not be related to psychology lab techs. So yeah, you can get into this job through a uni course, college course, apprenticeship, or apply directly. Let's see. Entry requirements usually need 5 GCSEs from grades from like basically you have to pass your GCSEs basically, and then 3 A levels or equivalent. Let's see. At college, you could take a college course. So you could take a college course, such as applied science, environmental science, chemistry, physics, or biology, T level in science. Apprenticeship as a lab tech. Apply for or just get experience in a uni research lab. So yeah, let's see, what about psychology lab tech? What do you need? Okay, we'll look on Indeed because I'm kind of desperate and I kind of don't care. So let's see. So this one you need, let's see, what is it? What do you need? Something, blah 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 blah. It's not saying what you need. You should have A levels, grade A or equivalent in psychology, sociology. Oh wait, this is at a Russell Group uni, so yeah. Experience working with children and young people, and experience in literature reviewing. Experience in qualitative research and working with NVivo are desirable. I'm guessing NVivo is another like stats program. Let me look at this one. Oh, fuck's sake. Fuck you, Indeed. Fuck you. Let's see, what would I need for this one? We've gone on such a side tangent that I'm now looking at Indeed for lab tech positions. It's not even like it's not even like lab tech is like the main job I want to get. It's just like, oh, if I ever am desperate to it's like if I ever am like desperate and I don't find a job in research, then I would ideally become a lab tech. So let's see. So it does say okay, Bath. Uni of Bath. What requirements do you have? If you don't know, Bath is in Wales. That Bath is a place in Wales. God, the UK has such like random place names. Cause fuck you mean there's a place in Wales called Bath. What the fuck? Like a actual Bath, like, huh? That is such an uncreative name. Like, it probably has some meaning behind it, but like, Bath. Huh? The UK as a whole just has some weird place names. So yeah. Okay, it just says degree in relevant subject area or equivalent work-related experience, relevant technical experience or work experience in a relevant technical role. So, okay, that's fine. That is fine. So basically, work experience and a relevant degree. That's fair fucking enough. That's fair fucking enough. If I were ever to become a lab tech, then I don't really need to do like another extra course, you know. I probably would need to do like some, you know, I probably need to do some job training, but that's like you do training at every job, so it's like whatever. So yeah. So yeah. Should we make another sim? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's make one more sim. Sibling. Young adult. I'm about to make a male sim, so we're making another female sim. I hate making male sims. This can be Dulce. Who the fuck names their child Dulce? Unless I'm massively mispronouncing that name. Then, okay. Musical genius. Also, wait a minute. I thought for a second that my stream had like glitched or whatever because I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear my stream in the background because I usually have it on to monitor sound and shit. But no, I just took a long fucking pause. So yeah. You know, fuck it. This is going to be a very messy sim. We've got a nurturing sim. So these sims become happy and calm around children. They are good at parenting. Egotistical. They wish to be treated like a prince or a princess by the person they love. They are overly confident around their romantic interests and are hard to build a romantic relationship with. And a fucking home wrecker. I should add this to more sims because I slightly love being a home wrecker in The Sims. Not gonna lie. I love being a home wrecker. I mean, we tried and failed to be a home wrecker on Thursday stream. Yeah, I love being a home wrecker in The Sims. My favourite pastime. These Sims love to break up the other's relationships. They get flirty around their romantic interests who are in committed relationships with someone else. They become very happy and confident when they successfully break up the other's marriage. Let's go. This sim can stuff like short hair. But yeah. Basically, if I like don't become a research assistant, if I don't go into research, then I'm becoming a fucking lab tech. That is like career number That is career like number 2. That is career number 2. If I don't become a lab tech, if I don't become a lab tech, research assistant is the way to go. And if I don't become any of those, yes, I'm stuck in retail for the rest of my fucking life, you know. She's gonna wear this like cute little red dress, and then I'm gonna give her some tattoos. I keep forgetting that tattoos are, I think, no, not on my hair. Tattoos, and I hate that they changed this, but like it also is slightly useful. But yeah. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Yeah, if I don't become like a lab tech or research assistant or whatever, I'm cursed to work retail for the rest of my life. Work minimum wage for the rest of my life, baby. which means I'll be stuck living with my parents for the rest of my life, which sounds so fun, which sounds so great. And did I, fuck's sake, did I mess that up a bit? Wait a minute, let's see, get rid of that. Yeah, I did, I messed that up. There we go. But yeah. But that's basically where I want to go. In like life, I want to work in research or lab tech. Those are the only 2 options for my life. Either lab tech or research assistant. Only options. And I love how I turned my light on earlier and it is doing fucking nothing for my lighting. I actually need to start on my lighting. I need to actually buy tech stuff, but I also don't want to. I keep putting it off actually, like buying something. I have no head tattoos. I actually keep putting it off, like buying like stream stuff, like a new webcam or like a stream deck or whatever. To be fair, I don't massively need a stream deck. It would just be useful though for my PNG tuber, cause I think I have it set. What do I have it set at? I have it set at, so to switch between like states like these, I have it set to my number pad, but like sometimes my number pad hates me. So yeah, and also sometimes my number pad has like has other controls. Like for example, if I'm clicking the like plus sign that's on, the plus and minus sign that's on my number pad, and it's zooming in and out of zones. But also there's also assigned to Z and X on my other side of my keyboard. So yeah, so I mean it's not like a major issue, but like I will probably just put it off forever to put off getting a stream deck for like ever. But like, you know, it would be handy to get a stream deck. I just keep putting off getting one. So yeah. So yeah, I would just probably, if I were to get a stream deck, I would probably just get the Elgato one, because that's the one I've heard the best things about, and that's really the only one that I've actually heard stuff about. I don't really know of any other like stream decks, but also I've heard that the Elgato one is like the best one. So yeah, I will probably just end up getting an if I ever do get a stream deck, I will probably just get the Elgato one. So yeah, do you have anything else? Any other tops that are similar to this? Probably be under tanks. And oh wait, I do have this one. Oh, but that meshes weirdly with that. I could just use this. I hate that blacks don't match in The Sims. Why is there like 50 shades of black in The Sims? That just pisses me the fuck off. So, yeah. Yeah. We'll rant about. I was in such a good role with like my rants and stuff that like I'm just gonna keep it hair like this. That I complete that like after the ad was that like I wanted to save a lot of my rant until after the ad finished, but I lost all my mojo to rant after the ad and I forgot what I was gonna rant about. But yeah, oh yeah, what I was ranting about before the ad, it so like pisses me off that uni lecturers have to do two jobs at once. Again, I'm probably beating a dead horse by constantly bringing this up, but like still, fuck you. What the fuck do you mean that uni lecturers have to do research and teach and research? First of all, teaching is already like such like a high stress job with a lot of shit you have to do. Like you have to mark, you have like probably like up to like 6 classes, I think, in which you teach 30 students, 20 to 30 students, like around there, like around 20 to 30 students at a time. So like you teach like well over 100 students in a week, and then you have to then you are expected to assign them homework, mark it, have it marked within a few days. Granted, at uni it's like a little bit more lenient because like you're expected to have it marked, have like 100 no, it's not more lenient actually, because like if we think about it, 100 students per cohort per year. 100 students per year. So for example, 100 students for second year. So really 100 students per cohort. So 100 second years, for example, around 100 second years, around 100 first years, third years, 100 foundation years, master's students, PhD students, and like 100 first year PhD students, second year PhD students, third year PhD students, fourth year PhD students, plus resets, plus how many fucking people are resetting their PhD proposal or whatever. That's a fucking lot of students. That's probably almost 1,000 students. If we ignore resets, for example, so we've got easily 400-ish PhD students, and then 300 bachelor students. That's 700 already. Plus foundation students, that's 800. Plus master's students, that's easily 900 students. Plus if we take into account there's also accredited and non-accredited masters, so let's say there's 100 per each, per non-accredited and accredited, that's 1,000 students ish. So, and they are expected to mark a ton of these assignments per within a month. Granted, a lot of lecturers might not be teaching masters. They may only teach bachelors, or some, may teach masters and PhDs, but there's some that are probably teaching both, they're teaching like all the students, or like have like, are teaching like one class out of each like cohort. You know, maybe they have one bachelor's class a week and one and maybe one PhD class a week, or like one master's class a week. But like still, that's a lot of students to mark for. And then on top of research, that why the fuck are lecturers expected to do 2 jobs for 1 salary? That makes no sense. So yeah, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So yeah, lecturers deserve to be paid more and to get a lot less, a much lower workload. No wonder lecturers have gone on strike. They deserve way fucking more. Yeah. Not gonna lie, after I finish the sim, I am gonna end stream. To be fair, we've been ranting for about 2.5 hours, and we spent like a good 2 hours of that just ranting about the UK education system. I love when I have like a dedicated stream topic to just rant about. Like I did not realise how long I would be ranting about the UK education system, but like, God, I love ranting about it. Because again, like I said earlier, I am still actively in the UK education system, you know. I have just finished the 2nd year of my bachelor's, you know. So it's like, I'm still kind of like affected by this. I'm still, you know, I'm still affected by this. I'm still like, I'm kind of like still observing a lot of shit within the education system. You know, I still experience a lot of shit within the UK education system. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on within the UK education system that like I am like witness to and like privy to. You know, because it's like stuff that like my lecturers will tell people, because when you get to uni, at least in like my cohort and like at my uni, a lot of students are like mature students, okay, they're over the age of 21. So I don't know if it's just like my uni and like maybe like my lecturers are like more comfortable with talking to like my cohort, because a lot of us are like over the age of 21, and like a lot of my classmates are like close in age to my lecturers, so it's like they kind of feel comfortable talking to people, you know, similar to their own age, and I just like end up like in those conversations because a lot of my friends are like mature students and in their like late 20s and 30s, you know. Like I'm the youngest in my friend group, because like majority of the students at my uni are like mature students. Like I think the second youngest in my friend group is 7 years older than me. I think she's turning 27, 28 this year. I think she's turning 28 this year. So yeah, so it's like, I don't know if it's just me, but like when you get to uni, at least in my experience, a lot of lecturers will just be more open with talking about like shit that is going on like their end, or like shit that they are, you know, privy to, you know, the or like shit that they may get from like their educational, like from like program leads, or like from like department heads, or the head of or like from like the head of uni, or like shit that's going on. They are like very open with talking about stuff. They are pretty decently open with talking about stuff that happens with in the university that like students may not be necessarily privy to, or like our students may not be able to easily find out on their own, you know? So I don't know where I was going with this. I don't remember where I was going with this. But yeah, you can expect a lot more rants about the UK education system from me as a whole, because again, I'm still actively going through it, and at least at my uni, a lot of lecturers will like talk to us about like shit that is going on within the uni, and depending on the lecturer, some lecturers will just sugarcoat shit and won't tell us the whole scenario, but a lot of them won't. A lot of them will, you know, rant about it. Like for example, some of like me and my friends will sometimes be like ranting about like assignments or shit that is going on within the uni itself, and sometimes our lecturers will, you know, join in and be like, oh yeah, this may be because the X and X, or oh yeah, I saw this happen and like it's a shit situation, and like we talked to heads of department and shit and nothing is being done, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, expect way more rants about the UK education system, and you can probably expect a lot of streams to be going like this one, where I spend the majority of it just talking about the UK education system, because yeah, like I said, I'm still going through it, you know, like even though I am graduating like next year, I still want to do a master's, like, so you still got a good while yet before I just stop ranting about the UK education system, because yeah, I'm still going through it. I'll still be this little tuft of hair here is annoying me, but yeah, I'm still actively going through the education system, so it's like, of course I'm gonna rant and complain about it and talk about it on stream. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna go right out. Let's see who is live. Let me have a look. See, let me have a look. We're gonna go raid Catherine. She is playing. She's playing some more Pokemon Black and White, and you know, I'm surprised my webcam didn't go off sooner. But yeah, I'm gonna wait until this ad is over before I send over. I was gonna wait until the ad is over before I send out the raid command, but the ad has literally just ended as I said that. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. As always, my other socials are in Twitch commands, Twitch about me section, and the description on YouTube if you're watching over there. As always, if you want more updates on stream, like if you want more stream updates and stuff, I would highly recommend going to follow me on Twitter and or Blue Sky, because that is where I mostly post stream updates. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I hope you go enjoy Catherine's stream, and I shall see you guys tomorrow for a Chaos Craft SMP stream. I don't know fully what I'm gonna. Oh yeah, Bastion raiding tomorrow. Minecraft. See ya. Bye guys. Bye.